What's up, everybody? Hello, welcome. This is Eddie. How are you? For those of you guys on the replay, you just joined me. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You're awesome. Thanks for hanging up. Was that a little too close? Was that too close? What's up, guys? Thanks very much. Come in and hang out. I'm assuming I'm going to get quite a few people jumping in for this one, so strap in. We're going to get real. We're going to get honest about this one. So what I want to talk about here is how to lift up your spouse without pushing. When because the deal is that you see your spouse for what you believe they can be. You got this grand idea of who they. I have 7, 6 of them here at home. So you have this grand idea of who your spouse should be, right? They're capable of so much, and yet they're holding themselves back, or they're in a funk, or they're stuck, or whatever, and you're getting frustrated because you have got this grand vision for who they are, and they are not living up to it, right? Tap the screen. I'm going for 1 million hearts. I got like 12,000 left to go here, guys. So tap the screen if you have felt or thought those things. Erica, right on. Hey, what's up? Do you have my house bugged? Have your house bugged? No, I'm just in your head, Adam. I'm in your head, brother. So see all the color, the range of colors of hearts here? See the variety of colors? Guess what? First good news of the day, you are not alone. Right? You're not alone. Keep tapping, guys. Keep the color rainbow going, because I want you guys to know that you are not alone. My wife thought this. I've thought this about my wife. She's thought this about me. But here's the deal. At some point, time goes like months. Months become years. Years become long periods of time, right? And you're just like, when, man? When is this going to happen? All right, so first off, I'm going to give you a quick perspective. And then I'm going to give you some real tips, like honest stuff that really will make a difference. And you will see results, okay? And it may not be the results. First thing I want to tell you right now, caution. You will not get the results you wanted. Okay, Angela's here. She'll tell you. She didn't get the results she wanted. She didn't. And Angela will tell you. She didn't get the results she wanted when it came to me coming out, breaking through this depression. She didn't get the results she wanted. She got something different, right? Angela's telling you right there, truth. She got something different. Now, does that mean good or bad? No, it doesn't mean it at all. It just means that her expectation of what was going to happen was wrong. And guess what, guys? Your expectations about your spouses, and more tip, this is more perspective, your expectations about your spouse, your beliefs about what they can or will do is wrong, but only 100% of the time. And so here's the deal. Since we're going to be wrong, first off, I want you guys to, before I get into these tips, I want you to get some perspective, okay? I want you to think about when you have this vision, this grand vision for who your spouse should be, right? And they're not living up to that, okay? Get ready, I'm going to turn it on you in a sec, but they're not living up to that. How do you act? All right, be real, be honest, be raw. Let's tell the truth. I'll tell you the truth. When, well, you know what? I can't speak for Ange. I really can't speak for Angela. Is this a Loving What Is reference? As always, Erica, because this is life is this book. Angela's so frustrated with me. She was so frustrated, right? She'd get frustrated. There we go. Angry, annoyed, frustrated, disappointed, annoyed. Now, entitled. Thanks, bro. That's a good point. So what's happening is your thought process is creating an action based on what you believe this person. Do you guys just focus in on this? I just want you guys to know right now that there's nothing wrong with you. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you, and I don't want you to change. All we want to do is investigate, okay, or inquire into this. So how do you act? You act frustrated. Let's say you flip that and your expectation of your spouse is exactly what they are or who they are. And as they grow, so does your expectation of them grow. Imagine if you thought those things. Okay, let's say if your expectation of them was exactly who they are, which is the truth. Let's be honest, right? Let's be true. Let's be honest about this. That is the truth. That is who they are. Let's say your expectation of them is who they are. How would you act then? Comment with the truth. Tell the truth, and you shall be free. That scripture is true, man. It's absolutely true. The truth shall set you free. How would you act if you had the belief that my expectation of them is exactly who they are, and as they grow or shrink, so does my expectation of them? This is just perspective. I haven't even got to the tips yet. Okay? Happy, excited, proud, right? Because they're living up to your expectation. Understand that people are who they are, and that's who they're supposed to be. Why? Because that's who they are. Content, at peace, brilliant, loving, caring. How about this? How much more productive would you be if you weren't in their business, focusing on what you think they should be? I got to cover up. My boy's showing some stuff here. How different? How productive would you be if your expectations of them were exactly who they are, which is the truth? Right? So let's be honest right here. What's happening is when we're angry or frustrated or sad or depressed or lonely and all that stuff, it's because we're buying into a lie, a false truth. Okay? We're living in their business, which is none of ours, and we have no control or knowledge of it. So there's just some perspective. Okay? Pay attention to these things, guys. I love you guys. Much less time wasted on trying to change them. Brilliant. Because guess what? My tips are not going to be about you changing them. Guess who my tips are going to be about changing? Come on, guys, listen up. And I'm going to give you the steps. Boom. Thanks, Pete. Look at this. Everybody that says me, you get gold stars. Gold stars. Gold stars. Yes, there you go, Adam. Jamie, Erica. Boom. My husband and I have been talking about this a lot lately. Good. Keep going. I'm glad you're talking, because talking is gonna really get to the point, as long as you're telling the truth. Good. Libby, awesome. You. Okay, so let me I'll tell you my story with my wife. Okay, and then you guys will get the tips. Here's where the tips come in. First off, I love sharing this story because I've told this 100 times, and I'm going to keep telling it because there's always someone new who needs to hear it. 5 years ago, I was fired twice within a 60-day period. That sent me into a 3-year depression. I had bought into the belief that the company that fired me was the authority on my value. And so because I believed that they were the authority on my value, and they fired me, that meant I had no value. And so 3 years of nothing. Got it? Follow me? Crap. It was a waste of time. Believing something that wasn't true. Okay? So that 3-year depression put a lot of strain on my wife's patience. Now that I can say. It is sad. It is sad. But I got great news. The great news is that it can all change. It can all be reversed. And then some. Okay? In the last 2 years of developing myself, I have completely surpassed any person I ever was, even at my top game before I was fired. Completely. So there's good news. And here's how it works when it comes to uplifting your spouse. Absolutely, Nicole. So here's how it works when it comes to uplifting your spouse is... Okay, let me just read this because this looks good. Yes, when we place value on objects and other people's opinions, then it drops our personal growth. Absolutely. Shouldn't matter if your spouse works on themselves at the same time most of the time. Okay, so here's the deal. So when I was going through this 3-year depression, our business was building and growing. And it was growing because of my wife. She was pushing herself. She was growing, and she was growing fast. And I started to see and notice that she was doing things that like I'd never seen her do before. She was impressing me. She was flat out inspiring me. Got it? You guys feel me now? You hear me with that one? Let me go back. She was inspiring me. I'm going to linger on that for just a minute. And if you want to solidify that message right there, that tip right there, write it down, comment with it, whatever. My wife was pushing herself, and she was growing, and she was expanding. Her influence was getting big, and she was inspiring me. I remember sitting at my desk, much like I think it was sitting in this exact same chair that I'm sitting in right now. And I remember looking at her and going, man, she's good. Man, she's good. She's going to get better. And she's going to get better without me. Our business is going to grow without me. Our family is going to grow without me because I was a poor excuse of our father. You know what I mean? I was home all the time and I never saw my kids. That makes no sense. Right? So, bottom line is I recognized that I was falling behind. I didn't want to. I realized in that moment that it was not her, and it was not the company that fired me, and it wasn't my kids, it wasn't anybody. It wasn't the people that ignored me when I was trying to build our business. It was none of them that decided I had no value. It was simply me. And when that light went off, boom, I accepted responsibility for where I was, complete and total responsibility for where I was, and total responsibility for where I was going to go. And I started to go to work. I started to read. I started to study. And it was just at that moment that our upline hired a coach. I got coached. Like, I was open. I was begging to be coached. And I started expanding my mind. And everything I did constantly was growing me more and more every day. My son is singing. It's awesome. I love it. So I'm growing, I'm expanding, and I'm learning, and I'm doing new things, and I became addicted. I lost my mind, and at no point in time did I ever feel pressured by my wife. So here's the simplest tip. When you say or think the thought that my spouse is not growing to their full potential, what you are actually saying is what? Someone has figured it out in this group. I know it. Let me hear it, just so I know you're listening. If I say or think the thought, my wife or my husband is not growing to their full potential, what am I really saying? I'm not growing to my full potential. Brilliant. You get it? Way to go, Jess. You're awesome. Erica, brilliant. Adam, you are genius. You just figured out the secret to a marriage. Secret to a powerful marriage. Recognize you are the problem, not them. You have created this belief of who they are that is false, and you have self-conscious issues about your own growth. You're right. That's it. That's all you got to do. I'm not inspiring me. Brilliant. And guess what? This is how it works on the totem pole, guys. Here's you, and then here's everybody in the whole world, and somewhere in here is a group of people you need to influence. Ready? Here's how it works. First, you influence you. Then only then can you influence your spouse. You can't do it this backwards. It has to go in this order. Okay? So here's the tip: influence you. So go to work on you, expand you, be abundant. Okay? Then only then can you graduate to be able to inspire your spouse. Good. I'm glad, Erica. And love your negative thoughts. Love them, because there's the truth there. Only then can you inspire your husband or wife. Then, and only then, can you inspire and lead your children. Got it? That's how it goes. You, your spouse, children, and then and only then can you inspire those people that are outside your small family unit that you see constantly. Whether it's really close family or really close business partners. Right? People that you see often. So this is what's cool, is that when we think about truth is simple. There's no my truth or your truth or her truth or any of that. Truth is simply there. It's right there. It's staring at you right in the face. It's what happens. It's what people do. That's truth, and that's simple. We don't have to go around and theorizing and having opinions about what's true. You just stare at it. It's right there, right? When you do Periscope, sometimes you have, signal problems. That's the truth, right? And there's no use getting upset about it. That's me talking to me right now. So, here's some other ones. Let's talk about essential oils. I love talking about essential oils. So, since we're talking about essential oils, you're going to need some patience, first off, right? Some major patience when it comes to your spouse, because you've got to work on you. You've got to work on this expectation you have about them. So, while you're working on this expectation, you're going to need some oils, all right? So, here's a couple of my favorite, all right? I'm just going to show them to you because these are, literally, these are one of my favorite. These are the ones I use the most. So peppermint right here, this boy right here. I talked about balance last time. Balance is a great one too. But peppermint, let me put that right side up. So peppermint, look at this, great ideas. Patchouli changes the mood instantly. So peppermint, these are my favorites right here. Peppermint right here, and this bad boy, where is it? Wild orange, boom. These two guys right here, these are my two friends that help me to work through those kinds of issues, right? Those kind of belief issues. And simply what I do is I'll take a drop of each one of these and I'll put them on my hand. It's real simple. This is kind of cool. This is what the top looks like, right? Frankincense for you. Awesome. Look, I love it. Keep sharing those tips, guys. I love this. For those people who don't know about essential oils, they're going to love all these tips. So right here, this will drop right into my hand, and I'll just put it right in the palms of my hand, take deep breaths, rub it a few times, wipe it on the back of my neck. So when you mix these two oils together, when I mix these two oils together, I get more oxygen to my brain, which means I'm thinking clearly, right? I'm focusing on truth, and I'm being uplifted because all citrus oils are uplifting. Boom, love it. I use this often. What's great about this is I can do it as many times as I want. Haha, right? It's not like drugs. I can use this anytime I want. I can use it 3 times a day, 4 times a day, 5 times a day, whenever I feel like it. Love it. The other one I'm going to take, this is a bad boy. This one is brutal on the crap that is clogging up the nonsense up here. And I'm talking about toxins. I'm just talking about filth that is going through our bodies naturally we can't avoid. I mean, this is the bottom line, is there's a lot of crap going through our bodies through the air, food we eat, and so on. Can't avoid it. So what we can do is we can use essential oils like this one right here. Who likes this one? And who can vouch for, like, this is, to me, I think, the Arnold Schwarzenegger of essential oils, right? Holy cow, okay? I don't typically like the smell of this one, pure, but, and by the way, thanks for bringing this up, Adam. We don't stick this on our hands or our neck or anything like that. Do not use this that way. It will burn. It's pretty powerful. The only way I'm going to suggest you use, from this brand especially, there you go, Erica. The only way I would suggest you use this one on your body is without coconut oil. You got to use coconut oil, but is on the bottom of your feet. And bottom of your feet simply because it'll get into your bloodstream faster and help remove the crap that's going on. All right, I'm just going to say that because this is a natural immune booster. This strengthens, it supports. Natural immunity support is what I meant to say. Natural immune support, it helps support your immune system. And you need that when you're thinking about crap that isn't true, okay? You can put in a veggie cap too. I just prefer putting the bottom of my feet first thing in the morning, right after I take a shower at night. Yes, brilliant. See, look at this, cool. I love it. This is why I hang out with oil people, man. There's tons of ideas. There's been like 17 different oil ideas since I've been on here. Okay. Well, honestly, a lot of what we think is due to how we feel. And if we feel toxic, we tend to think toxic. Does that make sense? When I say crap, if you look at, think about what's going on in your gut and ask yourself, how confident are you that your stomach, your intestinal system, is strong, or is it being bombarded with toxins? Okay. Does that make sense? If you don't know anything about these oils or you want to learn more, just send me an email. My email is on the profile for this on my Periscope account. So send me an email. I'll totally share with you. If you like, I'll even send you some to try if you've never tried them before. I'd be happy to. They're awesome. So they've made a big difference in my life.